Hey everybody, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Hope you guys are having a great day. 7 years ago, I ranked the NHL arenas, inside and outside. That was a ton of fun. We did that on the original Post to Post channel, and it's been so long that I thought I'd go back and kind of redo it. Now, we have new arenas in the NHL. We have arenas that don't exist in the NHL anymore because certain teams no longer play in the NHL as of recently. So this is going to be an interesting ranking, but not a serious one. A lot of comments were thrown around on that original video 7 years ago with a lot of strong opinions, and rightfully so. But still, this is not a serious ranking. Your ranking is going to be different than mine. So I hope you can watch this and have fun. And if you're new, would love to have you hit the subscribe button down below and join us for fun videos like this in the future. And of course, at the end of the video, if you did like it, hit the thumbs up button down below. That definitely helps the channel. Okay, so let's start out and with this ranking. I'm gonna go least favorite to favorite, so 32 to 1. Starting off with 32, it's going to come with some explanation of this ranking as well. I've put the Bell Center, or Centre Bell, in Montreal for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I may be wearing a Carolina Hurricanes hat, but the Canadiens are actually my favorite team. I talk about all teams on this channel, so sometimes I wear a different jersey, different hat. You can see some in the background there. Speaking of the background, I'm in the process of moving, so I apologize for the lack of jerseys and interesting things to look at. But in terms of the ranking, in terms of the images that you're going to see, these were all taken from Wikipedia because from a copyright perspective, these are the images, the only images that I can use without getting a copyright strike. So with that said, some of these images are going to look a little bit old, but be rest assured, I looked at other images as well, and this is a very subjective and superficial ranking. It's a building, like we're ranking buildings here, like don't be too upset. So the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite team, I've ranked last, but I wanted to make it extremely objective and unbiased because when you look at this building, if you took the Montreal Canadiens logo off of this, you would have no idea what this building is. Like seriously, it doesn't look like an arena, and maybe some people would like it to blend into the background and blend into the city and stuff, but I want the opposite. I want it to look crazy, either like a super modern building or super unique building, or just something extremely like flashy. That's kind of my wish list for an arena, and I like really just unique buildings in general. We'll get to some of those who look a little bit older, so they're not modern, but they're definitely unique. So yeah, I objectively had to rank the Montreal Canadiens last, and I've been to this arena. I've been to all around the outside of it, and it's pretty boring. In 31st position, I put their rival, the Toronto Maple Leafs, at the Scotiabank Arena. This is another arena that I've been to, and it is, from one angle, you could probably say that, yeah, that might be an arena, or at least something interesting. But from every single other angle and from above, it just looks like a weird warehouse building or something. To me, this doesn't look like an arena at all. It's got a nice area in front with some stuff going on, but otherwise, it's a relatively boring building. Next, I put the Capital One Arena in Washington. This looks like a shopping mall or a parking garage that's a little bit fancy and it's got windows and stuff. To me, it doesn't look like an arena at all. I looked at multiple images from different years of this arena, and although this image is newer, it's from 2023, regardless of the year, regardless of the angle, it still doesn't really look that interesting to me. I've not been here. 29. I feel a little bit bad putting this one here. It's the Delta Center. This is in Utah. It's the brand new, it is the newest arena to the NHL, but it is not the newest arena that exists. This is going to be the home of the new Utah team, and you can't really see much from this image, which is unfortunate because it's the only image I can use. But all the other images that I saw, it just looks like a mall, honestly. Like it's got this big, like kind of flat front face with a lot of windows and stuff, which is kind of cool, but it really does look like a mall or a shopping center or something. So it definitely does not look like an arena from my personal perspective. Number 28, I put the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. At least we got some formation at the top, some round formation. You can kind of say, okay, I don't know if it's an arena, but it might be. So that's a positive going for this one. It got some old bricks on the outside as well, which is pretty neat. This image is from 2021. It has seen some love over the years. It's been there a long time, but it's definitely seen some love and some updates. Number 27, up at the PNC Arena. This specific image is from 2013. I think now it looks, from what I could tell from the images that I saw, I've never been here. From images that I saw, there's some posters, depending on the time of year and stuff, around and stuff. So you can definitely tell that the sports are played in this arena or had, but generally it's a relatively kind of boring arena. It has all this space around it and like no life in a way. a couple of posters here and there, like I said. But other than that, like I would love to see so many things added to this. I think you could really do a lot with this building, but right now it's just a little bit boring. Number 26, the Canadian Tire Center. This is images from 2023. This is an arena that I have been to, and it's okay. It's old. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like it's literally in the middle of nowhere, which is one of the problems that the Ottawa Senators have. I think from one angle, like the main entrance at night when the lights are on, you're like, okay, that's a pretty cool building. But generally, it just looks like any old arena to me. Number 25, I put the Amaranth Bank Arena. This was formerly the, I think, BB&T Arena or something like that. And I think it went by another name as well. It's seen a couple of name changes. This is in Florida, obviously. This image was from 2024, so pretty recent. And yeah, it's an okay arena. It does kind of look like an airplane hangar or a shopping mall or something. I love aviation, but I think it doesn't necessarily get extra points for that from me. It's an okay arena. It's relatively average. Number 24, put the Honda Center. This is in Anaheim. This image is from 2021. I love the palm trees outside, but the building itself, it looks like an office building or a shopping center or a shopping mall. To me, it does not look like an arena, so ranked it a little bit low. Number 23, Amalie Arena. This is in Tampa Bay. I will definitely say that from specific angles, you could kind of make the argument that it does look like an arena, but at the same time, it does kind of still look like office buildings. To me, the inside of this arena is where it happens. Like that's where the magic happens, not necessarily the outside. So if I were to do the interior rankings again from 7 years ago, which, I might do pretty soon, let me know down in the comment section if you'd be interested in that. But if I were to do that again, you would not see the Amalie Arena this far down. You'd probably see it in the top 5 maybe. Next up, number 22, the Ball Arena. This is in Colorado. This was, I think, formerly the Pepsi Center, or Pepsi Center, I think it was. It's okay. It's got some the banners there. This image is from 2022. It's got the banners on the side. It's got some branding around it and stuff, but generally, it's relatively boring. It's got a pretty cool shape, but other than that, it's okay. Number 21, I put the Wells Fargo Center, and this was an image from back in 2019, and I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I like it because it's got a lot of space around it, and it's got a lot of branding around it, and it's pretty neat, and it's white, like it looks like an arena, but at the same time, it's old. Like I feel like I actually don't know when this arena was created, but it just looks old, and from every image that I saw regardless from the angle, it looks a little bit dated, so I might want to see something new from Philadelphia. Number 20, I put the MTS Center in Winnipeg. This is an old image. This is from 2010, but it relatively looks pretty much the same. It's got a really interesting side corner, which is, full of glass and a kind of a unique shape with that cylinder. But the outside, the other exterior parts are a little bit boring, but the top is pretty neat as well. So I do like that. It's in Winnipeg, so like it doesn't take a lot to stand out. No offense to Winnipeg, but it is one of the better buildings in Winnipeg. Number 19, the PPG Paints Arena. This image is from 2017. Obviously, this is Pittsburgh if you're a Penguins fan. And it's got a really amazing front, full glass. It kind of looks like the, what was that other one? Let's see, look at the name of it. It was the Delta Center in Utah. The front kind of looks the same, but with more glass on this. And then a really cool corner section where in this specific image from 2017, you got the Stanley Cup image there. But I looked at other images from other years, and they've always kind of got something on the glass, and I really appreciate that. It's an arena. They've got that statue up front. They really take care of this place. It's a little bit boring from all the other angles, but still, it's a cool building. Number 18, the Prudential Center. This is kind of like the Tampa Bay one, where inside would have a much higher ranking than the outside. From the exterior, it's a nice area. There's greenery, there's places to sit. It almost looks like a little bit of a park. And the front glass section here is pretty cool, especially at night. There's lots of lighting around the logo as well. But it kind of just looks like a conference center. Like you wouldn't really think that this is an arena. Number 17, the United Center. I was torn for this one because it is such an iconic building. And during like playoffs and big seasonal events, regardless if it's the NHL or what, you see massive like posters and stuff on the side from whatever sports team. But then another times of the year, it's just like nothing. Kind of like in this image from 2015, like there's nothing on this image. or nothing on this building and during this time. And I found some other photos as well from other years in different parts of the season where there's just like nothing, and you would think that it's maybe like a government building or something, but it is such an iconic building. It dates back, and it's a really, really cool building. It's one that I really want to visit. So I don't know if Chicago needs a new arena. I wouldn't say that they do, but I would like to see, like, take that personality that you have on it sometimes and just keep it there all year, or at least like update the images and stuff. Don't leave it blank like this. Number 16, the Xcel Energy Center. This image is very old. It's from 2006, but I could not find another image that was copyright friendly other than this. So might be one you want to look up yourself to see a more current image, because there have been a couple of additions, mostly posters and stuff like around the front of the arena. So from this angle, you can kind of tell it has a bit of a slanted, like, oval shaped roof for a section of it. And it is, it's a neat building. It's definitely a neat building. I would say that you could probably tell that this is an arena, at the very least a conference center or something like that. But yeah, it's decent. Number 15, TD Garden. To me, this is such an iconic building. This is one that I've been to around the outside and inside. And, as a Canadiens fan, it hurts me to rank this above the Canadiens and say positive things about it. But objectively, this is a pretty cool arena. And this image is very old. It's from 2009, if you can't tell by the specific player images up there on the left. I think Lucic and Chara are on there. But on the other side of this arena, there's like almost like a promenade entrance with, like, it's almost like a little tiny, like, village happening kind of when you walk in. It's really, really cool. So I really like this arena. It's a little dated. It's a little boring on the outside from specific angles. The roof is really cool, but you know exactly what this is, and I like that. Number 14, Little Caesars Arena. This is one of the newer arenas in the NHL, which is, like, the inside is really nice, but the outside, it just looks like a mall or something. Like, from above, like from like an aerial view, you can see the logo on the arena, which is really cool. And from specific corners like this one, you can tell that it's, obviously it says arena. You can see some posters and stuff, but it needs more. Like, it's Detroit, and it's a new arena. Like, sports are so important in Detroit culture that you'd think there would be just a little bit more life to this arena, but it's still nice. Number 14, Nationwide Arena. I like this one because it's, like, very industrial. Like, it's kind of like the Boston one, where you have, like, this entryway that kind of leads you in a little bit, and that's nice. And this one it feels historic. There's lots of brick. The roof is really, really cool. I like that a lot. It's a pretty neat arena. Number 12, I put the Belmont Park Arena. So from the outside, I don't think you would suspect that this is an arena. So, a couple of points taken off there. However, at the same time, it looks very industrial. It looks like some kind of like manufacturing facility or something. It feels very historic, but it's very, very new. And I like the brick aspect of it. So it feels like retro, but kind of like unique at the same time. It's pretty cool. Number 11, put the Rogers Arena in Vancouver. This image is from 2011. I have seen this from a distance, but not up close, not this close. But I've looked at lots of images here, and there's no question that that this is an arena. Like, from at least 3 of the 4 angles from this place, it's an arena. There's lots of signage, posters, all kinds of stuff. So they do a really good job with this arena, just not just design-wise, but marketing-wise as well. Number 10, the SAP Center. This is in San Jose. This is an arena that I have been to before. It's pretty boring, so you might think that, like, it's just like this chrome weird building that looks like a conference center, but that's kind of like the appeal of it at the same time. It's extremely unique architecturally from all the angles, and it's almost so boring and so stark that that's what makes it interesting, if that makes sense. So I kind of like it for that reason, which is, it might feel contradictory to a couple of comments I made about some other ones, and near the beginning of the ranking, I guess. But I know there's just something about this building that I really like. Number 9, I put the Climate Pledge Arena. This image is from 2022. This went through massive renovations from the time that basically the Kraken was announced until the time that they took life and stuff. So this saw lots of love, and it's a really interesting arena where it's like recessed into the ground. So it's not a very tall arena, because half of the arena is like underground level. So when you walk in, you kind of like walk down to the ice surface, versus some arenas that the ice surface is ground level and you have to walk upstairs, and then you can kind of go down So it's a little bit different. So I think that is really cool and a really unique aspect. And I mean, it's a cool looking building as well. Number 8, Crypto.com Arena, which I'm never going to call it this. It's a Staples Center. Like, I'm just going to call it Staples Center. This image is from 2023. I have seen this arena in person, although it was from a distance, and it was back in 2014. So it was, 10 years ago. But it's a pretty cool, iconic building, and like so many important events, like performances and concerts and things have happened in this arena that is maybe one of the arenas that I'm most familiar with visually that I've never been to. So to me, it's just like a really iconic arena. Number 7, I put the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. I suspect that some people might have this a little bit lower in their ranking, but for me, this comes down to marketing. So it's a cool looking building. Maybe it's an arena, maybe it's a conference center. The roof is cool, but the marketing is what St. Louis does best here. And this image is from 2024. And it has not much marketing, but typically and basically every single other image that I saw from whatever year, they plaster this with marketing and big giant player posters all along. And they've got you can see the signs along the road as well, on the light posts. Like, they do a really good job maintaining this building from the outside. At least I've never been inside this building, from the outside and around it as well. So I really like the marketing for this one. Number 6, the American Airlines Center in Dallas. I think this is a beautiful building. It looks like, what's the building in New York City where the trains come in? It's not Penn Station, Grand Central Station. That's what it's called. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. And I just love how completely like retro and unique and old school that it looks. But it has such a like commanding presence. So I really love this arena. And this image is from 2011. So, and I like that it stands out too. Like, there's not like a lot of buildings around it. Now, I have looked at more recent images, and there's definitely a lot more going on around it, but it still has its space for sure. Number 5, the Bridgestone Arena. This specific image is from 2015, and it's not that great because it's very close up, but this is a super unique arena. It is amazing from loads of angles. The entryway, which you see here, I wish you could see a little bit more. So I encourage you to go kind of look online, and if you've not seen this arena and in photos, make sure you look at it from all kinds of different angles. Go on Google Maps and go to Street View and stuff. It's a really, really cool looking building. I like it a lot. They did a wonderful job in this one. Very unique. Number 4, I put Madison Square Garden. It's just such an iconic arena. It was built in 1968 or something like that. We are like living through history inside this. So many iconic moments happen, sports or not sports related, inside this arena. It is probably the most prominent arena in the world for events, whether it's sports or concerts or whatever. Like, there's just so many monumental things that have happened here, not just socially, but like culturally as well, like in movies and stuff. So it's a really amazing arena. I have seen this in person, and it is very cool. It's very unique in terms of its kind of design. Like, it's round, so you can tell it's an arena, but it's very unique as well. And this image is from 2019. Number 3, T-Mobile Arena in 2020. In fact, I'm going to show you this image, but I've been here and I took my own damn image, so I'll show you that too. I just need to find it. There. Take that, copyright. I'll use my own damn image. So I took this image from a hotel window that I had. Pretty good view for sure. This is a really, really cool arena, inside and out. It's got lights everywhere. There's a giant screen on the front, which doesn't show on my image, but it has got like all kinds of stuff going on. They did a wonderful job with this arena, and not only the arena, but the surrounding area as well, like the watch parties and kind of events that happen out front as well. Phenomenal. Just a really, really good job in this arena. I love it. Definitely one of my favorites. That's why it's in the top 3. Number 2, I think I'm going to get some hate for this. I put the Calgary Flames Scotiabank Saddledome. This image is from 2020. It essentially looks the exact same. They are doing some construction around it, and it's ongoing and on. I don't know where it is now, but like when I was there last year, it was madness. There's construction everywhere. But regardless of how you feel about this arena and how ridiculous it looks and how old it looks and how many bad reviews it's gotten from customer experiences inside, like, oh, the sight lines suck, the seats are old, it's annoying to get places inside, it's small, it's tight, it smells, it's old, whatever. All those things are true. but it's an experience and it's so unique. It's such a unique building that, like, look at the damn thing. It's incredible. The way that they designed it, it is a complete icon in the city. It stands out in a very positive way. Yes, it's old. Yes, it needs replaced, but it is beautiful, and I'm so glad that I was able to attend a game here before they tore it down or moved on. And number one, if you've been, calculating as we go, it is the Edmonton Oilers Rogers Place. I was able to go to this arena last year as well, and it's unbelievable. Like, it is one of the newer arenas in the NHL, and they did like a perfect job. I'm not an Oilers fan. I'm not a Calgary fan either. I put them 1 and 2. But I cannot say enough good things about the Edmonton Oilers and this arena. They did such an amazing job, not just from the exterior leading up to the building and the area kind of like around it. There's a skating rink outside the arena in the wintertime where you can just skate around by the main doors. That's unbelievable. They've got shopping centers and all kinds of stuff around, but inside as well, the atrium as you walk in is huge, and they've got like this oil derrick or this oil rig tower thing, and they've got all kinds of stuff in there. It's modern, it's spacious, it's expensive, but every place is expensive, and they just did a perfect job. Like, this is an amazing arena, and definitely the best arena that I've been to in person. And also, if you like, even if you've not been to this arena, if you look at this image, it looks like a spaceship. Like, it's unbelievable. So that's my ranking, and you may agree with it, you may disagree with it, and that's okay either way, because there are no wrong opinions. It would be so boring. I say this all the time. It would be so boring if we all had the same ranking and the same opinions. We like different things, and that's what keeps it spicy, and that's what keeps it interesting when it comes to arenas, players, rosters, trades, jerseys, logos, all that stuff. And if any of that stuff interests you and you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and joining us to support more conversations and more rankings like this within the NHL and sports in general. On this channel, we do jersey concepts every single Friday. We look at the community's work, and I react to those. So those are pretty fun videos, so we'd love to have you for those. If you did enjoy this video, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button down below. That helps my channel, helps the algorithm, and helps more people see the videos. If you've got time, let me know your top 5 down below in the comment section. Let me know your bottom 5. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. Adios.